The Canobie Corkscrew has been thrilling guests at Canobie Lake Park for 3.5 decades, but has this classic aero looper given its final rides? The ride was recently removed from both the park website and map, which has led to speculation that the coaster is being removed. In this video, I will provide an overview of the Corkscrew, give my review of the ride, and explain why I do think it is indeed being removed. In the mid-1970s, Aerodynamics debuted the Corkscrew model. The first went to Knott's Berry Farm in 1975, and Corkscrew is notable for two reasons. One, it was the first modern inverting coaster. Two, it was the first roller coaster to successfully invert riders twice. This compact model was wildly successful. The second opened shortly thereafter at Old Chicago Indoor Theme Park and was known as the Chicago Loop. Old Chicago closed its doors in early 1980 due to financial troubles, but Chicago Loop was relocated at Alabama State Fairgrounds in 1982. The ride operated there for 4 years as both the Magic City Express and Corkscrew. In 1985, Canobie Lake Park purchased the Corkscrew. However, the coaster was not assembled for a few years. Canobie has a strict height limit where they cannot build above the tree line. The Corkscrew will be the park's tallest roller coaster, standing 73 feet or 22 meters tall, and the proposed location towards the back of the park did in fact rise above the tree line. Once the park received a height waiver to install Corkscrew, it opened for the 1987 season. The Canobie Corkscrew was the first major roller coaster that Canobie had installed in 17 years, and it was one of the first roller coasters in New England to invert riders. The coaster opened with an iconic yellow and black paint scheme before being repainted sky blue and silver in 2012. Compared to Yankee Cannonball and Untamed, Corkscrew usually is a much shorter line. Despite how the coaster runs just a single 24-person train, it is rare to see this coaster with anything more than a 10 to 15 minute wait. And by the end of the day, it is usually a walk-on. There are 3 reasons for this. 1. The coaster's simple over-the-shoulder restraints are very quick to check. 2. The coaster has a very short cycle time. The coaster is just 1,250 feet or 380 meters of track, and it lasts just over a minute. 3. The coaster's popularity is not what it once was. The coaster isn't nearly as re-rideable as Yankee Cannonball or Untamed. The ride has a few jerky transitions, and the over-the-shoulder restraints can bash the heads of smaller riders. This is the primary reason riders are advised to remove earrings before riding. Now, I strongly recommend the back row on Corkscrew because the first drop is excellent there. And unlike Canobie's other coasters, Corkscrew's station is large enough that guests can wait for a specific row. The ride itself was similar to the other Aero Corkscrews. Once dispatched, you turn to the right out of the station and ascend the ride's lift hill. This is a rather slow chain lift that rhythmically jerks you back and forth the whole way up. And concurrently, you hear the iconic Aero anti-rollbacks the entire way up. It's one of my favorite roller coaster sounds. Once atop the lift, you turn to the right. This bank turn has always been a little awkward because of how little speed you navigate it with. You helplessly lean to the side in this turn. Then comes the drop. And this is the main reason I would ride Corkscrew. This plunge delivers an abrupt pop of ejector airtime towards the back of the train. And since it's the lone part of the ride where the coaster is going straight, it's reasonably smooth too. The Corkscrew then rumbles around a bank turn. The turn itself offers some mild laterals, but the transitions into and out of this element are brutal. It really slams you to the side. It's likely you'll smash your head or neck on these transitions. You then coast through back-to-back corkscrews. Now, I love how the trees have grown in around these picturesque inversions, and the branches create some really neat head choppers. The corkscrews themselves are taken rather slowly, so they're not super thrilling, but on occasion I'll get a tiny pinch of hang time if the ride is running slow. After the corkscrews, you navigate one last turn into the brake run. The entry into this turn is another jerky moment, but it's not as bad as the first turnaround because you have less speed. So what would I rate the Canobie Corkscrew? I would give this coaster a 4 out of 10. Most of those points are for the drop, which is in fact wonderful in the back. The rest of the ride consists of some jerky transitions and okay corkscrews. The coaster would be an ideal first looper because of its short duration, but the jerkiness is less than ideal. The Corkscrew holds a special place in my heart because it was the second coaster I ever rode that took me upside down. I have many memories marathoning this coaster, but in recent years I've only ridden Corkscrew once per season, and I haven't ridden it all in 2021. Then again, no one has. Corkscrew has not operated in 2021. The ride has been removed from the list of attractions on Canobie's website. Now, Canobie has done this in the past when a ride is down for an extended period of time. For example, Rowdy Roosters was removed a few years ago when these flying scooters were undergoing an extensive refurbishment. And currently the park's antique carousel is also missing from the website as it undergoes a refurbishment. However, when both the Rowdy Roosters and carousel were closed, both remained in the park map. In August of 2021, Canobie quietly removed Corkscrew from park maps. This additional step is what leads me to believe that this aging ride's days are numbered. This coaster is in its third home, and it has operated for nearly 4.5 decades. For over 2 decades, Corkscrew was the only ride at Canobie to invert riders. But that all changed in 2011 when Canobie opened Untamed, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Now, Untamed stole a lot of Corkscrew's thunder. Untamed had a superior drop, more inversions, and provide a more comfortable ride experience. Ever since Untamed's opening, rumors have swirled about the Corkscrew's eventual demise. And those rumors have intensified ever since Canobie unveiled the Castaway Island water park expansion in 2018. This small water park has been wildly successful for Canobie. It's not uncommon to see this water park hit capacity on busy days. They need to expand it. And it's no surprise that Canobie would want to expand this area. And a logical place to do this will be on the site of the Corkscrew. It sits right next to Castaway Island, and this would allow the park to double the size of the water park. While the coaster enthusiast in me would prefer to see Corkscrew replaced with a coaster, a water park expansion is much more needed, and it would likely provide a larger return on investment. Water slides tend to be cheaper than a new coaster, and again, the water park has been a major success for Canobie. Now, my dream would be for the park to then decommission the redundant tall timber splash wet-dry water slides that are located outside the water park and use that plot of land for a new coaster, but that would be years down the road. So those are my thoughts on the Canobie Corkscrew, both as a ride and what I think the fate of the coaster will be. What are your thoughts about the Corkscrew? Do you think it'll be removed, or do you think it'll stay at Canobie? I would love to hear your thoughts on this ride. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.